To flush your tankless water heater, you will need a bucket, a submergible pump, 2 garden hoses, and white vinegar or some type of hard water remover, CLR, or something you can purchase at your local hardware store. The first step to flushing your tankless water heater is to shut off the main water valve. The next step is to shut off your hot water and your cold water to the tankless water heater. You can tell that the valves are shut off because they're perpendicular to the pipes. So that means that they're shut off. After you've shut off those valves, you also want to shut off the gas valve, which is located right here on the yellow gas line. Once again, once it's perpendicular, you can tell that the gas is shut off to the unit. Once the gas is shut off, there are 2 valves up here that are used for flushing your tankless water heater. And before you get too carried away, you need to release the pressure from your sink inside your unit. To release the pressure in the water lines, all you have to do is turn the water on until it stops, and that way you don't have any more pressure in the water lines. Tankless water heaters have a small water filter located right behind this little screw. This water filter is a good indicator whether or not your tankless water heater is corroded with calcium buildup or hard water buildup. Once it's unscrewed, a little bit of water will come out, and you can see there's some debris, chunks of calcium or sand, small gravel or small sand particles. All you have to do with this filter is blow it out, clean it out, get a small little knife and scrape out the inside, and once it's clean, kind of wash it out with some clean water and then put it back in. Once you've checked the water filter, the next step to flushing your tankless water heater is to undo these little caps. This is where you'll be connecting the hoses that you have from your flush kit. The first hose you're going to connect is connected to the submergible pump. This will be placed inside the bucket, and it goes to the cold water hookup, so the blue side. So you just screw it on like a garden hose. Okay, the next hose you will also attach. You'll put the end in the bucket, and the other side you screw on the hot side, the red valves. So after you've connected the hoses and submerged the pump, you need to get 5 gallons of vinegar or a CLR mixture. It's a 1:3 ratio. So put the vinegar inside the bucket. You need to open up the valves by turning them parallel with the hose. Now you need to plug the pump in so you can circulate water through the hose. It'll go through the tankless water heater and it'll come out the hot side. They recommend flushing it for 30 to 45 minutes. So it'll take a few minutes, but eventually you'll see water start coming out the hot side. So the tankless water heater is trying to warm the water, but because we shut the gas off, you will see an error, number 11. That means that there's no gas to the tankless water heater. So that's okay. Once we're done flushing the system, we'll turn this back on and reset it, and it'll fire right back up. So you need to flush it for 30 to 45 minutes, just cycling through that vinegar through the tankless water heater. The vinegar will eat off the hard water and remove it from all the pipes and coils inside the unit. After you've flushed the tankless water heater for 45 minutes, unplug the pump. Shut the cold water valve off by turning it perpendicular to the hose. Unscrew the garden hose. This is the garden hose that goes to the pump. So you want to unscrew that hose. Then you want to screw the cap back on. Now, because the vinegar or CLR is inside the tankless water heater, you need to flush it out with fresh water. So by closing this off, you can open up the cold water valve and flush this tankless water heater with cold, fresh water. So open up the valve, turn the main water on. And now this is fresh water cycling through the tankless and washing out all the vinegar. So you need to do this for 5 minutes or until your bucket gets full. So now that you've flushed the tankless water heater, you need to shut the cold water back off, disconnect this garden hose, or actually shut the hot water valve off so the water doesn't squirt out. Disconnect the garden hose, a little bit of water will come out. Replace the cover cap. Turn the gas back on. And then you can open up the hot and cold water valves and your main water. Once you've turned all the water back on, you'll hear the tankless water heater try to ignite and kick on.